What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Losing It podcast. You're here with your girl, Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach, and you've landed and reached the Losing It podcast. Very excited to be here, if I may say so myself. So as the seasons start changing here and in the magical land of Oz, it's getting hot. It's like, as Nelly would say, hun, it's getting hot in here. And I don't know that I feel that my body is ready to be taken off all her clothes. Like, I feel like she's still a little bit away from where I would feel comfortable with her being. So whether you're listening to this and you've just come through your winter season like we have, or you are sliding on out of your summer season and getting ready to hit the winter woolies, I have got 3 of the most random and unusual things that I did that helped me lose 20 kilos. And I want to share them with you today because this is shit that nobody talks about. It's the stuff that you wouldn't even think matters. And if it did pop into your head, you're like, oh, that's got nothing to do with weight loss. What's that matter? I'm telling you, it matters, because without these 3 fundamentals, I would never have been able to reach my goal. So let's dive on in, because as you know, I am just bound and determined to keep these little nuggets so short that you can consume multiple episodes in a day if you feel like you need that word of encouragement. But certainly the last thing I ever want for us women to have to do is to be able to have to look at something and feel like, I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to that, to implement that. I don't have time. That is not ever going to be happening in my world. We're going to keep these short and sweet and really jockful, maybe, but they're also going to be chock full of, like I say, implementable nuggets that you can put into your life and turn into action steps immediately to help you continue reaching your goals. As I always say, break up with emotional eating and lose that damn weight. So, honey, the first thing that you've got to do if you want to be losing weight over this coming season and before the close of the year is, besides using my eating codes, which, damn it, if you haven't got them yet, please skip on over kyliepax.com/free course. That's where I share every last step that I did to lose 20 kilos. So I don't share this in there because this is a little extra side note. But what you're going to find over there is my 5 eating codes. I break them all down. It's the fundamentals. So what I was going to say was, besides using the eating codes, you have to be able to talk to yourself and understand that your best decisions are not always going to be the logical ones. You think, oh, but it makes sense for me to not waste this food. It makes sense for me to count my calories. It makes sense for me to do certain things. But some of the action steps that you need to take in order to lose weight successfully, because can we just please be very, very real? Any clown, any monkey can lose weight on any of the millions of diets that are out there. I'm talking about successfully, whereby that weight scoots away from your ass, it magically screams its way off of your thighs, and it's never to haunt your booty again. So when you sit back and think, okay, you've dished yourself up something healthy and whatever it is according to my eating codes, sis, again, over on the website. Leaving food on your plate when you could eat more doesn't seem to make sense. Like when you have room still in your stomach, that doesn't make sense. Or eating only half of your favorite ice cream, those sorts of things, your favorite foods, doesn't make sense. But what I want you to know is sometimes it's the nonsense decisions that lead to your greatest insights. Because when you know that you've had enough to eat, one of my main eating codes, the third one that I talk about, is only eating to 80% full. And you're like, but I could eat more. Yeah, of course you could. But stopping eating at 80% is what is going to be your magical weight loss key. Nobody else teaches you this. They don't teach you this shit. They're like, eat these free foods or count your points over here. I'm telling you how to actually listen to your damn body. You need to know what extreme fullness feels like. I think we're all pretty familiar with that. You need to know what regular, full, and satisfied feels like. And then I also want you to get very fucking savvy with what 80% full feels like. You need to have some space still in your stomach. You could keep eating, but by the same token, if Oprah knocked on your door and told you to take a brisk walk around the block with her, you could certainly do that because you had stopped eating at 80% full. You've still got energy. You can still get up and move. That is the number one thing. And it is the nonsensical decisions that will often lead to your greatest insights, because the minute you tell yourself that's enough, I'm not going to eat no more, that is when all your haunted house of horrors come screaming to the surface. But it's so good. I can't waste food. I spent money on this. It's only a little bit more. It's just salad. All the voices will come flooding your brain cells, and you won't even be able to think straight because there'll be so many excuses coming to you all at once. Your job is to understand that your feelings do not get to vote in these situations. I don't think so. Your feelings do not get to vote. That's how you are going to always make sure that you're making the right decisions, because you know that you are following your plan, not your mood. The second thing that I did that has nothing really to do with the traditional forms of weight loss is I really focused heavily on my inner peace. Like, what does that mean? I don't necessarily mean I went to a fucking like yoga retreat or something and meditated on a mountain with monks, although that would be very, very lovely. I'm quite sure it's not my strongest heart desire when it comes to weight loss. So I chose to think and move and walk and talk and fucking eat in a way that when I put my head on the pillow at night, I would be really, really proud of how I conducted myself that day. If you are lying down at night with a bed full of regrets, okay, I can't believe I ate that again. I can't believe I did that. Why did I say that? Why did I tell them I was going to go out for pizza for the 5th night in a row? I don't even want it. I don't even like pizza. Why did I overeat the ice cream? I knew that I shouldn't have even started with that. If that is the conversations that you're having every single night, backed up, because it's like bookends. The one end of the bookshelf starts with, I can't believe I did that. And so that we don't feel like complete losers, we back it up on the other end with, but that's okay. I'll start again tomorrow. I'll just get it right tomorrow. Well, that's not a thing. That is not even an issue when you let your inner peace guide you. Let your inner peace be the new black honey. You want to, like I say, put your head on the pillow each night knowing that you chose to honor yourself more than you chose to defile yourself. Do you like that? The way I describe it with clients and inside of my F the Scale course, the way I describe it is that it's the equivalent of somebody offering you $100 now or $100 million in a year's time. And if you continually are eating the food now instead of waiting for the future happiness, equivalent to 100 million in, say, a year's time, you're just constantly choosing this little offering of $100. Yeah, I'll have this little $100 now, $100. I'll have the cake now. I'll have the fried chicken now. Instead of waiting, if you just stayed consistent, if you'd understood your best decisions aren't always going to be the logical ones. If you had stayed the course and continued being consistent, even when everyone and everything around you seemed to be going against that wish, that is when you get the prize at the end, honey. I shared this with one of my beautiful private clients earlier today. I said, my driving factor now, the biggest question I always ask myself when I'm tempted to overeat every single day, every day. Don't think it doesn't happen to me. It happens every single day, mainly at night when I'm really tired, is that I always ask myself, yeah, but how do I want to feel tomorrow? I can eat all this chocolate tonight. I could go have all the chips tonight, but I would rather have 24 hours of feeling good and amazing and positive and motivated tomorrow than like 2 minutes of slutty pleasure with chocolate now. I don't want to be a chocolate slut anymore. Chocolate sluts, I'm done with the chocolate sluts. The third thing that I did that made a massive, massive impact on my progress was I set really strong boundaries. I mean, definitely around myself with food, for sure. Like I say earlier, your feelings don't get to vote. Your feelings don't get to vote. That's a really strong boundary to set. But I also, and even more importantly, set boundaries with the people who used to take advantage of me and stretch my limits in life. It's time for you to just send a little, subliminal message by setting some boundaries, some really strong ass boundaries. Because when you are constantly giving in to everybody else and all of their demands and putting yourself last, no, that's never the vibe. People who are demanding that of you, that's like gutter behavior. I'm not talking about immediate family or anything like that. I'm talking about usually people outside of your family who are taking advantage of you. I've experienced that so much in the last couple of years, and I've had to set very strong boundaries, and the person that I set them with did not like it at all. They are kicking and screaming still to this day. But I'm not relinquishing my hold on the boundaries that I've set to protect myself and my peace in my life, because a lot of our eating, and when we talk about emotional eating, a lot of it is because of the drama in our life. And also you have full control and autonomy over a lot of that. You can't stop it, you can't control it, but you can set boundaries that will certainly help limit it. So don't stoop down to the level of other people who are taking advantage of you. Let them play in the gutter. They belong down there. Like if they didn't belong down there, they would do something to crawl out of there. And you are better than that. So it's time for you to rise up and show the world what you're made of. Honey, I am sending you tremendous amounts of love as always. Please remember, head on over kyliepax.com/F the scale. It's where we are having all the fun. We're losing all the weight. 6 new weight loss meditations dropped inside of the membership this week, and that already the feedback that I've been getting from members is like, oh my God, this is so amazing. We have meditations that help you lose weight in your sleep. Who doesn't want to get skinny while you sleep? The success rate has been phenomenal. And aside from that, we just had the self-sabotage, the bonus self-sabotaging course release, and there is so much more to come still before the end of the year. So I'm sending you tremendous amounts of love. Just hit the link in the show notes, and of course, come follow me over on Insta so you can swipe all my little tips and tools and tricks for free. Until next week when our souls reunite. I'm talking like lovers who are parting. It's only a week, honey. I'll see you again in another week. Until then, gorgeous one. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to KyliePax.com and join me inside of Afterscale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.